Hey, 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 hey. Good evening, my beautiful butterflies and fly guys. Listen, I hope everyone has had a wonderful week thus far, and I hope you're ready to get into tonight's conversation. Now, this evening, I want to get right into our show. So without further ado, I want you guys to do me a favor and tell Lottie Dottie and everybody that HeSpoke Fashion is on live. Are you ready, AB? All right. Let's get it. Hit it. Yeah. In the HeSpoke Fashion. All right. Again, thank you for joining us, and I'm glad that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to have this conversation. As I said in my opening monologue, I want to get right into our discussion. As many of you may be aware, a highly popular show has gained significant attention on YouTube and has even successfully transitioned to television, as evidenced by the recent Saturday Night Live sketches featuring the renowned Dave Chappelle. Now, this innovative platform created by Arlette Amelie is titled Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Now, each week, this show offers an insightful exploration of the complexities within the contemporary dating landscape through an hour-long program. Now, it not only features viral clips from the guests, but also highlights teachable moments derived from the participants' experiences. Now, one particularly intriguing aspect of the show is the fashion choices of the participants. Now, I believe that the styles showcased by the guests can serve as valuable inspiration for individuals in the dating scene who, guess what? Seek love. Now, this evening, I would like to engage in a discussion on the topic, finding love, fashion fails and wins. All right? Finding love, fashion fails and wins. Now, we will utilize the Pop the Balloon platform to extract real-life fashion and style examples that we can collectively identify as instances of both failure and of success. Now, at HeSpoke Fashion, we believe that fashion serves as a profound reflection of personal style. And well, that shared fashion preferences can indeed foster connections in love. Now, let me ask you this question. How do you feel when your romantic interest aligns with your sense of style? I rest my case. So our aim here in this video is to delve into the notion that fashion can be a powerful instrument in the pursuit of love, showcasing both successful and unsuccessful fashion choices that I believe can either attract or deter potential partners. And that's key. Now, let's look at the candidates for tonight's show, shall we? All right. These are the candidates. Now, in my view, fashion serves as a reflection of an individual's personality. Would you agree? And from this episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, we will examine the men available to the women seeking romantic connections. Now, let's take a moment to become acquainted with some of these gentlemen, shall we? First up, we have Mozzie VS. Now, this guy, Mozzie VS, initially presents as quite flashy and potentially overconfident. Now, it is widely recognized that clothing can serve as a medium for expressing confidence, creativity, and even personal values. Now, based on our initial observations of Mozzie, what values do you believe he embodies? Now, for the women that may be watching our conversation, guys, I want to ask the women, what is your first impression of his attire? Now, if someone were to approach you dressed in a similar fashion, what would be your initial reaction? And Would it prompt you to consider a date if asked? I want to hear from you. Let me see what you have to say. Now, in your opinion, how significant is fashion in shaping first impression? Now, HeSpoke Fashion asserts that individuals can communicate through their clothing choices, suggesting that fashion conveys messages even before a word is uttered. Consequently, one's attire can significantly impact the first impression they create. Now, fellas, what does Mozzie vs. Fashion say to you? Now, do you think he's going to get a date? All right, moving on. Next up, we have Devontae, who goes by on Instagram, the Real Pop Tart, right? The Real Pop Tart. Now, let's watch Devontae. Now, Devontae comes across, in my opinion, as a genuinely nice individual who does not take his fashion too seriously. However, he has chosen to add a touch of excitement for the show. Now, unfortunately, it appears that Devontae is one of those contestants who remains until the very end without successfully pairing with anyone. And something familiar to fans of the series. You watch it to the end, the guys that are left are the leftovers. No, I'm just kidding. Ladies, do you believe there was anything Devontae could have done to leave a more favorable first impression? Let me hear from you if you think so. Now, let me pose a question to everyone. How should an individual present themselves when participating in a dating show or on a dating show? Should one embrace a persona that is more flamboyant and tailored for public appeal, or is it more important to remain authentic to one's true self? I would love to hear your perspectives on this topic. Now, it's evident that there is a notable contrast in the fashion choices displayed by both men and women in each episode of the show. If you watch the show, you've been able to say that some did better than others. And it was evident that some guests considered what might be appropriate attire for a dating show, while others appeared somewhat disoriented in their choices. Now, next we have Joshua. Now, Joshua, ladies and gentlemen, Joshua here presented himself as a genuinely pleasant individual. Now, while he appeared well-dressed, his style lacked the distinctive flair that could captivate women's interest. Now, in my assessment, hear me close, guys, he opted for a conservative approach to fashion, which often translates to a perception of being uninspired or uninteresting. In other words, boring. Now, upon reviewing his Instagram, I observed several looks that I believe would have significantly enhanced his ability to stand out. Now, one such example is this particular style right here. Hey, you got to give it up for Josh right there. Attention, everyone. Listen, guys, hear me close. If you ever have the opportunity to join this show, Pop the Balloons, or find love as a guest, I urge you to make the most of that moment. Now, while it's true that some individuals gain viral attention on this platform, it's important to recognize that going viral is not necessarily a badge of honor, especially guys, if it's for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean. Do you recall this guy? Do you recall him?
Respectful, but like you was really coming out like I didn't like it. I'm from the South and I can handle like a lot of criticism and stuff like that, but the way you was coming
self, queen, you know, and you're not even qualified to be even
you
dealing
say
with
everybody
me.
not qualified.
You definitely not. You know, if anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way. You
And
ain't
the one
my
that you
type.
wanted
If
popped
I
up
seen, that's fine.
So what?
That is totally fine.
Okay.
But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Get this
Yeah,
man
you can't
off
do
your
that.
hair. Come, everybody over here. I'm gonna.
All right, guys. Do you recall that young man, Turtle the plumber? Listen. Please ensure that your pursuit of fame does not lead to infamy. Moving on. Next, we have Rico Suave. Now, guys, listen, let's have a little bit of fun here. Each time I mention Rico, I want you to respond in the chat. Come on, chat. Respond with Suave. All right? Because this aptly reflects how he presents himself, and I find it quite appealing. Get this, for a BBM. Pause. No Diddy. I find it pleasant for a BBM. Let's watch and let's see. Because, again, this guy, Rico, what? Suave. That's right, Rico Suave. What is that, Grogu? What does BBM stand for? Now, just as there is this term BBW that applies to women, this is a corresponding term for men. Now, I will refrain from elaborating further on this definition, but if you seek additional information, I recommend consulting the Urban Dictionary. That's where you'll find it. All right. Now, while there are additional guests present, we will forego their introductions for now and take the opportunity to learn more about them later in the show. Now, the first female contestant on the show, a striking individual named Sabrina, who works as a physician's assistant. Now, throughout the episode, there were moments of exchange between her and the other contestants, whether they were popping balloons or awaiting subsequent questions. However, what particularly resonated with me, guys, was a reflection on the transformative power of fashion for both men and women. Let's watch.
All right, girl, it is time to pop between the two guys left. Whose are we popping? Damn, you got 2 kids?
Yeah, I got 2 kids.
Damn, that's crazy. Uh-oh. Okay, let's stand over here. All right, so why did you have your balloon unpopped?
She pressure. I like what I see.
Okay. And now why'd you end up popping his balloon?
I think I just like the other guy's answers a little better.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go up to the front. Come. Oh, are you popping? Go ahead if you pop it. All right, so let me stand over here.
That's
Why'd you end up popping your balloon?
crazy.
Honestly, I just didn't like that. It felt like if he didn't have 2 kids, that you were really into him, and I just didn't like that. I'm
Fair.
perfectly fine with me and what this could have been, but I just didn't like that last comment, and that's just not something I allow or go for.
I respect it. Respected. That's a respectable answer.
So he's more your type, except for the 2 kids factor. Is that what that was?
Yeah, but I just got questions about the baby moms. I gotta know more details than what we can ask on this show.
Okay. I mean, let's go over here. Let me ask him a couple questions. So she said she's interested, but she has more questions about the baby moms. Is that something you're okay with?
That makes me. So if I don't want you to settle. You get what I'm saying? If it's not nothing you're looking for, then don't settle. So,
I'm not settling, but I just have questions that are beyond the scope of this show.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We just had to ask.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right, girl. It is time to pop between the 2 guys left.
All right, guys. Guys, did you see it? Did everyone notice the recent interaction? Now, Sabrina appeared completely captivated by Rico. Yes, that's right. Suave. Redirecting her attention to him, even, guys, while standing alongside Josh. Now, what do you think prompted this shift? Well, allow me to explain. Now, although Josh looked quite impressive in his all-black ensemble, Rico's attire offered Sabrina something more intriguing. Now, this situation closely mirrors what occurred with Rico. He clearly understood the assignment. Now, an examination of Rico's style and wardrobe showcased on his Instagram reveals that he maintains a modest wardrobe for much of his everyday attire. Now, he demonstrates a keen sense of appropriateness in fashion, consistently selecting the right attire for each occasion. As you can see, he does a very good job of putting his wardrobe together. Now, even on a casual day, his confidence is evident through his wardrobe choices. After all, few individuals, including myself, would opt for a muscle shirt if they lacked self-assurance. Put the guns out. I see you, Rico. Suave. Now, so to answer our question, indeed, your fashion choices, see the question right there? Yeah. Your fashion choices play a crucial role in shaping how others perceive you. Now, clothing, hear me close, guys, serves as a potent form of nonverbal communication, influencing first impressions, reflecting personality, and even affecting how people treat you. You know you was bullied. You was bullied because you wore those bows and those high water pants before they were even in style. That was you. Come on. Listen. Wearing well-tailored attire, such as suits or structured outfits, often enhances perceptions of confidence, competence, and of authority. Rico's self-assurance clearly afforded him considerable advantages. In contrast, guys, Sabrina did not enjoy the same benefits. She chose to even lower her standards in an effort to provide Rico with an opportunity to succeed. AB, listen, can we give Rico a round of applause for his confidence? You gotta give it up for my boy Rico. You got to. All right, chat, listen, I would like to pose a question. Have you ever altered your perception of an individual based on their attire? Have you done that? Well, guys, let's see how things play out for our good man, Rico Suave. But wait! First, let's assess how things progress with the other brothers as we move on to the next female. All right? First, there was Vinny, who was also dressed in all black.
We had a couple more down here. Name and age.
My name is Vinny. I'm 32.
Okay. And why'd you end up popping your balloon?
She just wasn't my type. I didn't really feel anything when she walked on. Like, it's, you know, when you look at somebody and just automatically know, like, oh, I want to approach them, I want to talk to them. I didn't feel that.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Okay. Was there anything specific?
I'll say no. It's just like I just didn't feel. Yeah, I just didn't feel it.
You can say it.
Nah, it's
You can be honest.
It's truly nothing. I really just did not feel
Okay.
that energy to approach. Like if I saw you on the street, I would not approach you. I would not talk to you.
Okay. Okay. And now is he someone that you're dating?
Yes, he's cute. He's handsome. I like his hair. Outfit is very well put together. Not doing too much. The chain. But yes, I would probably approach him.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. And let's go. You can stand right there still.
All right. Guys, listen, Vinny kept it a buck, didn't he? He kept it a buck or a bean. Yes, he did. Because it was evident that the young lady was drawn to his hairstyle and confident demeanor more than anything else. Conversely, he seemed to find her appealing, yet she did not align with his personal preferences. Now, this scenario reveals a truth. Yes, indeedy, it reveals a truth that men often acknowledge, but get this, women, guys, may struggle to accept. That is, that it is indeed possible for a man to perceive a woman as attractive without feeling a genuine attraction toward her. Let me say it again. It is possible that you may see someone who is attractive, but you may not be attracted to her. I think I've helped somebody. I've helped that guy who just said that woman is attractive, but you don't want to be with her. Look at your neighbor and say, listen, no, I'm just kidding. It's just jokes. Now, listen, while I think Vinny did fine with this young lady, there were other women where I think if his, other moments, where I think if his fashion would have been better, it may have been the beginning of a budding romance. Now, he shows that he has the ability to be more fashionable. Yes. He does. More fashionable here. And even in other places. But my question, and the question stands, why did he not? Now, allow me to ask you a question. Have you ever attended an event or occasion and felt that your attire was inappropriate? How did you respond in that situation? Do you take measures to ensure that such an experience does not occur again in the future? Now, in light of the topic of inappropriateness, I just want to move on because I know you need to answer that question, but I want to give you something to think about. So when we talk about appropriateness or inappropriateness, allow me to draw your attention to another contestant by the name of Courtney.
Your name and age?
Courtney, I'm 36.
And Courtney, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Not necessarily my type. She okay, you know, but it's just not necessarily something I go for.
Okay. And what do you usually go for?
She got like a nice shape, you know, beautiful smile, but it's just necessarily not there. Initially not there. It's not like that instant spark, you know, like the instant spark, you know, when you see somebody, it's the instant spark, but it just wasn't that. Yeah, but she's not ugly or nothing like that though. Nah.
Just making sure she knows that.
Okay. Now, is he someone that's your type?
Probably not. Again, very a little flashy, you know, the tattoo being on the neck. Mm-hmm. I am a professional woman, so I would want to take you like to dinner parties and things like that. And I don't know if that would be, you know, something that I would want to have around. But very nice and very handsome.
Understandable.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, if we can have your name and age.
All right, guys. Listen. I happen to like Courtney. I knew he looks apart, but he had a very pleasant demeanor. And I understand that many of you may be questioning what's wrong with a neck tattoo. Now, my response is that while there may be nothing inherently wrong with someone choosing to have a neck tattoo, I personally find it unsuitable for me. Now, this belief stems from my perception that tattoos may not be appropriate in most, if not all, of the environments that I frequent. However, for someone like Courtney, it may align perfectly with the social circles that he navigates. Now, my inquiry to all of you is, why would you limit yourselves in that way? You see, I encourage you to reconsider the notion of segregating yourself from the majority. Now, hear me close. Instead of adhering to conventional norms, going along to get along, why not embrace the opportunity to express your individuality through your clothing, your fashion, and your style choices? See, you don't always have to write everything on your body. Listen, this leads me to another question I would like to pose to the chat. What distinguishes unique fashion choices from those that might be considered weird? What would you say? What would your answer be to that question? Well, let me share mine. I believe that unique fashion reflects an individual's personality through confident and creative expression while maintaining an intentional and stylish appearance. Now, in contrast, if someone were to say someone was weird, weird fashion often suggests choices that appear random, excessively chaotic, or lacking coherence. I mean, stripes with polka dots and pastels. I mean, it's just all over the place. The fundamental difference, guys, lies in balance. Unique fashion captures attention while remaining purposeful, whereas weird fashion may come across as out of place or unintentional. All right, moving on. Now, guys, I promised you I wanted to come back, so let's return back to Rico Suave. All right, now, who, in my view, was experiencing significant success on the show. Excuse me. How? Well, let's watch.
Answer to your question.
Trust and understanding. So I didn't have a lot in my last relationship, and I lost a good one because of it. So I learned to be, trusting and understanding.
Trusting her, or she didn't trust you?
Well, I didn't trust her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And while we're here, any questions that you may have for her?
Where are you from?
Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. My bad. From Atlanta, Georgia.
I've been to Atlanta.
Yeah.
City boy. Are you a city boy?
At heart, but I love the country, so.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant like, did I stay in the city?
No, city boy. Like, are you out on the weekends kicking it? No,
not really. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been 21 since I was 15, so you get what I'm saying.
You did it. You did everything.
So, yeah.
You did everything.
Yeah. So
Okay. Okay.
Now, is he someone that's your type?
Yes, he is very handsome.
Appreciate
you do
it.
have sunglasses on, but I can still see your eyes. I can
Okay.
see your eyes.
Okay.
You have a great smile,
appreciate
and
it.
I love the outfit. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
very handsome.
Okay, so you still have your balloon unpopped. Why so?
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She
Thank
sounds like
you.
she got a good head on her shoulders, and I'd like to, hear more from her.
Okay, so then we'll be right back for you. Okay, let's go over there. I'll have you scoot on that way. Let's bring our guy up here. Come on up. I'll have you stand over here. All right, y'all. Any final questions between the two of you before we determine if we've got a match?
I feel like I covered everything on my end, so.
I think so also.
All right. Well, my final question, is it a yes for you for her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
We got a match! I'll take the mic, and you guys can go on up. Go ahead. Okay, y'all, make some noise for them. Okay, answer to your question.
Trust and understanding. So I didn't have a lot in my life. A good one because of it. So I learned to be.
All right, guys. Listen. It was a match. Now, you observed the events depicted in the clip, and you also witnessed what I saw. And that was the two individuals were compatible based on their attire. Now, this situation certainly prompts a reconsideration of the old adage that says opposites attract. Now, from the moment Jocelyn entered the room, it was clear to me that Rico was her perfect counterpart. Now, although the young woman, Sabrina, you guys remember Sabrina? She demonstrated significant interest in Rico. I believe that Jocelyn is more of a suitable match for him. Now, guys, let me tell you a story. Story time music, AB. Please bring on the story time music. That's right. Now, guys, during my high school years, there was a new student who arrived in our town from New York, and he quickly made a notable impression. Now, he possessed an extraordinary sense of style and a keen fashion acumen, embodying the essence of hip-hop long before it became mainstream. The admiration he garnered from the ladies was undeniable. Now, while I was considered fashionable in my own right, his approach was markedly different, more radical, and as some might describe it today, hood. Now, this distinction granted him a certain edge. My own style leaned towards the preppy, conservative style, while he epitomized what was then termed hood fresh, a trend that was gaining traction at the time. I found it challenging to compete with his streetwear and urban aesthetics, especially since his family would send him clothing from New York, whereas I was limited to shopping at downtown stores that claimed to offer New York fashion. Now, this disparity left me feeling disheartened. Now, fast forward to our senior year. Guys, your senior year is your best year. And the best year it was for yours truly. Now, during our senior year, there was a beautiful, beautiful young woman that moved to our city from a small town. Boys and girls alike lined up for a chance to win her affection. Now, Hood Fresh, get this, guys. Hood Fresh, confident in his fashion prowess, was sure that his style would captivate her. That rascal. However, Hood Fresh was unaware that her preference leaned towards a more conservative, preppy look. And guess who fit that description? That's right, guys. It was me. I fit that description. Now, the lesson here is that one's fashion sense is personal and should be embraced as such. Guys, do me a favor. Learn to cultivate your own style and wear it with confidence. As long as you authentically express yourself, you will attract those who appreciate your unique aesthetic. All right? All right, guys, listen, family. We have now come to the end of the show, and I appreciate you for continuing to rock with HeSpoke Fashion. Now, I really enjoyed you all, and I hope that you enjoy this show as well. Now, if you like this content, please do me a favor. We don't ask you for money. We might. But listen, we don't ask you for money. Just hit the like button. It's totally free, and share this with someone else. Now, that's all I have for you tonight. I want you to have a good night, good fashion, and remember, HeSpoke Fashion to you. See you next time. Hope you'll be back to join us. All right? Stay Gucci. Yeah. Leave your questions and comments, and remember, this is HeSpoke Fashion, and I really appreciate you all for watching. Please take time to follow us on Facebook, and if you really like this episode, what do you think? Leave your questions and comments, and remember, this is HeSpoke Fashion, and I really appreciate you all for watching.